Here we are starting off with the part two of the nut and bolt. You see where we left off. It's time to add the threads to the bolt. So let's go create thread. There it is. Now we want the threads on the bottom. It's not going to be full length and they must be modeled. So I'm going to click down here at the bottom of my cylinder, uncheck full length, check modeled. There's no offset. We're going to start from the bottom and we are going to go up 36 millimeters. Okay. Isometric profile, and the designation is going to be M12 by 1.5. M12 by 1.5. Click OK. There are our threads. They're in place. The bolt is done. Okay, so the next step, let's create the nut. So I need another component. I'm going to just close up the bolt there. Now, I do not want the nut to be created as a subcomponent to the bolt. I'm going to go back to my design here in the browser, and I'm going to go back to the design level. And now I'm going to go create new component. And I'm going to name the component nut. It doesn't need to be uppercase since I didn't do it with the bolt. I'm weird about trying to be consistent like that. Notice now the nut becomes the featured component. The bolt is now just an outline or shadow. And the first thing I'm going to do, we're going to position the nut 20 millimeters up on the shaft of the bolt. So let's create a construction offset plane from the top bottom plane. Oh, wrong one. $20 millimeters. There we are. Click OK. We're going to create a sketch on that construction plane. All right, now let's draw a center diameter circle of 12 millimeters to begin with. Hold on. Yes, 12 millimeters. Let's do this. Let's just hide the bolt for the moment. Okay, so I went up to the component in the browser, hit the eyeball. It's going to make our life a whole lot easier. And then I'm going to create, well, do I want to create a second circle without? Let's bring the bolt back. My circle, my second circle, I've got my interior one. That's going to be the open portion of my nut. Second one needs to be to this edge on the bolt, right? So if I go create center diameter circle, remember what we did last time is I just went to that point. Well, I can't actually get that point. It's not on it exactly. What am I going to do? This is something we haven't done yet. I'm going to zoom back out. Let's do this. Let's see if we can get these edges into our design. Let's go create, project. Let's select that edge and this edge. All right. And let's click OK and project. Now these lines are now purple and they're going to be accessible to us within this sketch. So let's go back again, center diameter circle, create, there from the origin, and now I can latch on to that vertex, and there's my circle. right, let's finish sketch, home position. Let's hide the bolt again. Let's extrude. Now the downside is I'll need those two lines cut my circle. So I've got now the ring. I selected 3 items because I had to get these portions that were cut off. Let's extrude it 10 millimeters and click OK. Let's fillet both the top and the bottom by 2 millimeters. There's the top edge and the bottom edge, 2 millimeters. Click OK. All right, so I was able to get my outer circle drawn. I didn't have to type in that decimal by projecting the edges of the bolt into my current sketch and making those accessible to me. Okay, now let's create another sketch. I need my construction plane back. So, and if I hide body 1, where's my construction plane? There we go. Make it visible. There's body 1. Let's create sketch. There's my construction plane. Let's draw our polygon. Create polygon, circumscribe polygon. From the origin, 10 millimeters down the x-axis. Okay, there's our polygon. Finish sketch. So home position, finish sketch. Let's extrude our polygon. There's my shape selected. Let's go up 10 millimeters. All right, it's wanting to cut. Now, last time, I believe we did a join or a new body. So we'd create that shape like we had before where we went through split and combine. Notice in the operation, look there. We've got intersect as an operation. Let's go ahead and run intersect. It would have been a whole lot easier to do it that way last time, wouldn't it? But I wouldn't have been able to demonstrate the split and combined bodies. Intersect, click OK, and there is our nut. One last step on the nut. Let's add our threads. So let's go create thread, the interface. All right, isometric profile M12 by 1.5. And I want it modeled, full length, and click OK. There are my threads. Let's bring back the body, or the bolt. And let's go back up to our entire design. Click here, and there, the thread, the bolt, the nut is on the bolt. Now, one last problem. I need those threads to be lined up. If I were to print this right now, as it were, I'm going to bet that those threads aren't lined up and they would mesh together and it wouldn't work. Let's look at it and see what we've got. Let's go inspect, section analysis. Now, what plane? The section analysis is going to cut my design and show me it, the interior. So I can see where the threads of the nut and bolt are and move the nut if needed to align it. The front back plane would cut it right down the middle, so would the right left. So right there, I clicked on the right left, and let's click OK. And there's my analysis. Let's go to the right. Yes, they are not lined up correctly. All right, so I'm going to move the nut. So right click on the nut, and let's use Move Copy. I'm going to move it up. 1 millimeter. Look at that. That looks pretty good. 1 millimeter. Let's click OK. And now my two components are aligned. Notice I got a new item. Let's go to the home position. Got a new item in my browser, analysis. If I don't want to see the analysis anymore, I can hide it. There's my design. I can bring it back. Okay. And there we are. So the first steps are done. We have created our nut and bolt. I'll do a third video on this that's going to redo the relationship between the two components, and we are going to have the nut tighten and loosen on the shaft of the bolt. So that's it for the moment. And next video, like I said, will cover the joint between the two components. And where's my mouse? There we are. Now I can stop the video.